What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to actually go about getting a business credit card without you having an established business, okay? So if that's something that interests you, be sure that you stay tuned. Now, right off the bat, I think most people are doing some sort of business nowadays, okay? Now, you might not be doing it where you have an actual business set up, right? You have like an LLC or a corporation or whatever it is, but everyone's doing some kind of side hustle, at least from what I've noticed, right? So, people who are doing business stuff, whether it's like a side hustle, for like freelancing, pretty much anything where it's for profit, where you're trying to make money, you can look at that as a business, okay? And so just a few things that I've written down is things like, if you're selling some sort of service on a freelancer website. So the ones that come to mind that I've used before are things like Upwork, Fiverr, things where people give you money for you to complete any type of service, okay? Whether it's graphic design, whether it's making a logo, whatever that thing could be, okay? Another options are going to be things like, you're selling goods on eBay, right? Maybe you're selling things on Etsy, or other third-party sites, Amazon, Walmart, things like that. Even things like ride sharing, right? I'm thinking like Lyft, Uber, your delivery, whether you're doing Uber Eats, you're doing Amazon packages, things like that. Those are all really businesses, right? You're running a business, right? Because even with the Amazon stuff or the Uber stuff, you're a 1099 employee. That means you're pretty much a business. You come in and you work whenever that you want to work, right? And that's, it's really, the game has completely changed. Nowadays, it's like everyone has a little side hustle going on, right? And I think that's really great because people are finding different ways to bring in income and they're not really focusing on one income stream, okay? But yeah, so if you have any of these things or you're doing any of these things, you fall in this category, okay? So you're in the category where you have a side hustle for you, but it's technically a business, right? At the end of the day. Now, some of you guys might be wondering, maybe you have an idea why to get a business card. And I kind of want to touch on a few things to kind of give you an idea of what the scope of it really is of you getting a business card. Now, right off the bat, of course, you're going to be able to get higher credit limits. If you're running a business, banks are going to be more willing to give you higher credit limits than they would, someone for like a personal account, okay, or for a personal credit card, right? Because they're expecting you to be putting on business expenses, right? And with that in mind, they're going to want to give you larger limits because especially as you're growing, you're going to need more capital and they want to be the ones to be able to extend you that capital for you to pay interest, right? At the end of the day, that's what it is. But on top of that, you're going to see that there's going to be better sign-up bonuses, of course, because they're trying to attract businesses because they know businesses are going to be spending more money than your average person who has a personal credit card. So you're going to see bigger sign-up bonuses, and it's going to be a way to build your business credit score, okay? So if you're just starting to do business credit or you've heard about it but you don't know where to start, getting credit cards is one way to get started. Now, I've shot a whole series, or I'm in the process of shooting a whole series, depending on when you're watching this, that talks about building business credit. And you can literally watch over the shoulder as I'm building my business credit step by step, okay? So if that's something that interests you, check out, I'm gonna link to the videos down below. It's a whole series that I'm working on where I'm building business credit from scratch, trying not to use my social or give any personal guarantees. So be sure to check that series out. Now, another thing that I think is very important is this helps you, manage and separate your business expenses, okay? A lot of issues that I do see, companies doing or people who are just starting off a business do is they mix their personal and their business expenses and income together, okay? So you have a bank account where that's where all your money's going, whether it's from your job that you might have or from, your business or your side hustle. Really, you want to have that stuff separate. And I think getting a business credit card is a good way to get started down that path, right? Because now you can put all your business expenses on that card, and eventually you need to open up a business bank account where you're going to start using that to pay off the business credit card, okay? So I think that's really the main reasons that you want to get into getting a business card, okay? And another thing I need to touch on, guys, is no business is needed, okay? Again, you don't have to be incorporated. You can be what's called a sole proprietorship, okay? What that means is, it's basically like you're running the business under your own social, or you're under your own social security number, okay? As opposed to having what's called an EIN number, which you would have if you were a business, okay? Banks see that and they understand it, right? You can say you're a sole proprietorship and you operate under whatever the name is, right? Like Tommy's Donut Shop or something, right? Now, again, I'd recommend that once you start making, you have money coming in, you actually open up an actual business in the eyes of your state. So whether it is you file for, to create an LLC or whatever it is, because it's just, those things can provide you more protection. And, there can be tax benefits, things like that. So definitely something you want to talk with, again, I'm not a professional, right? But you do want to talk with like a tax attorney or, your tax preparer, whoever handles all that stuff for you, to get more information on what's the best route for your specific situation. But yeah, so if you do already have a business, you can apply with your company. You want to use your company information. You also need an EIN number as well. I shot a video on how to get that set up. I'll link to it down below so you can take a look at that as well. But if not, just apply with your social, and that's just fine, especially starting off. Later on, if you need to, you can make adjustments and you do it under a business name. But when it's starting off, just do it as a sole proprietorship. I think that's going to be a good bet for you. Okay. Now, some examples of some cards you can look at, and these are just kind of cards off the top of my head, is the Chase Inc. business card is pretty decent as well. They have the Starwood business and the business platinum card as well. That's the Amex business platinum. Okay. Now, those are just a few cards. There is more out there. If you're interested in me shooting more videos, kind of breaking down, reviewing business credit cards, then throw it down in the comments and I'll be happy to take a look at what kind of business cards are out there. Okay. But that's really going to be the gist of this video, guys. I wanted to keep it short and sweet to help you guys understand if you can get a business card without having a business. And I think this should definitely answer your question. Okay. So if you do have more questions about how to build a business, if that's what you're looking to get into, or how to build business credit, I'm going to link to all the videos I shot below that talk about this, including, how to set up the basics that you need to get business credit, right? Getting a phone number, how to get a cheap phone number, how to get a cheap email account, things like that, professional email, things like that, right? And I'll link to all that down below so you can take a look at it, okay? Now, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Be sure you throw a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Make sure you hit the subscribe button down below as well if you found value in this video, and I will see you at the next one. Peace.